Hello. Hello everyone, this is Tony and Kate. Tony, say hello.
Hi.
Hi. In today's webinar we're going to talk about different services, about trading in general, about our new project GIIS initiative, and about different promotions currently running. And what else, Tony?
That's pretty much it. Hopefully we'll get a lot of questions from you guys in the end, and hopefully we can actually answer most of them and help some of you out. So I guess let's get started.
Let's go.
So one of the first things that we actually receive from some of our newer clients is how to actually get started. So with that being said, all you need to do, regardless of the account type, whether it's NDD or a regular account, and we're going to discuss it a little bit later, is what you want to do is go to the official lh-crypto.com website, and there you will find all of the information that you actually need to get started. So once you open an account, register, or you already have an account, what you do is click on the menu, hit clients area, and then you log in, and this is exactly what you're going to see. It's basically the clients area, the back office of it, and this is where you can actually find all of the information. So you obviously get to see your account number in case you have forgotten it or you lost the email where it says it. You also get to see the type of your account. So it's, well, these are basically the trading terms that you get. It's a standard account that we're using for these demonstration purposes, and the currency that the account is nominated in. So this one is actually in Tether, and the equity they actually has is 1084.2 USDT, which is roughly equal to this amount in euros. So all of the information in terms of the deposit withdrawal, the support, and different forms that you guys might need during the trading, the withdrawal or deposit process, all of this is actually given within the client's area. So once this is done, then you actually get to download, install, and use the MetaTrader platform. So it's actually quite easy to use. We've shown it before in some of the older videos, but we just wanted to recap it quickly for those of you who are completely new to trading, have never opened an account with any other company, or have basically no idea what to actually do. So one of the first things that you're going to notice when you log in, and again it's fairly simple, you're given your login details and your password. You basically put them in the boxes, hit OK, and this is basically what you see. So this is a basic graph of Euro USD. You can find a lot of different cryptocurrencies, different classic fiat currencies, stocks, shares, commodities, you name it. So all of this is actually given on the list on the left. If you want to open a new graph, let's say Bitcoin, because it's been going up for a while now and everyone's talking about it, all you do is right click, hit chart window, and this is where you get to see. So once you've decided that, let's say you want to buy Bitcoin, for the future because it's still growing, you just hit new order, and you actually get to see this window where you get to choose the volume. You get to set your stop loss and take profits. So those are basically some of the options that we might discuss in some of the later videos, but we've already covered it in some of the previous ones. So in case you guys are not familiar with it, then we would refer you to some of the older videos that you can actually find on the channel. So let's go with a very minimum. And then we just hit buy by the market, and this is your confirmation. So you actually get to see all of this info of the current position that you've opened given at the bottom. So it shows you the symbol. So it's obviously Bitcoin to USD, the time, which type of the order you open. So, whether it's buy or sell, the volume, the price, blah, blah, blah. And here you get to see the most exciting part. It's the profits or the losses that sometimes happens. So that's pretty much it when it comes to opening the trades. Obviously, let's say it goes up for some time or down and you actually decide to close the position. All you need to do is you get a little cross next to all of the trades. So what you do is hit here. You can either accept the terms or decline them. It's basically all it says is whether it's going to be done in one click or you're actually going to have additional confirmations to press. So let's just hit cancel, and in this window you actually get to see the close button. So if we were to close it, this is going to be the profit. Well, in this case it's the loss, but for the demonstration purposes, let's just do that, and it's closed. So if you want to see it in the history, all you do is click history, and this is exactly where you get to see it. So this is where the position was opened, and this is where the position was basically closed. Again, you can actually see the sum of all of your previous trades. They're obviously going to reflect on your balance and your equity and your margin. And for those of you who are not familiar with those terms, again and again, I strongly recommend you to go to some of the older videos and have a look there and get familiar with the very basic terminology, because in the end, if you guys are going to be trading with us or with any other platform, they use MT5. It's exactly the same interface. It's fairly straightforward, and all you guys need to do is pretty much what's shown just now. Okay, so like I mentioned, in terms of deposit and withdrawal, all the information is actually given in your clients area. But now one of the more exciting parts is what type of accounts you actually get to choose. So again, if we go back to the main page, if we were to hit open an account, here's where you're actually gonna see different types of accounts that you guys can choose from. So obviously I'm not gonna go through every single one of them in detail, but you can actually see some of the different terms that are given for each one of these accounts. And one of the things that we actually launched fairly recently due to numerous requests is NDD accounts. So for those of you who are not familiar with this term, NDD account basically stands for non-deposit account. So what it basically means is for anyone who's willing to start trading, who's looking to get into it, who's looking to try it out, try our system, see how it goes, or maybe for those who are new to trading altogether and don't want to risk their own money at this point, all you can do is actually register an NDD account, and it's going to look exactly the same in terms of the dashboard, in terms of the terminal that you're going to use. And basically what it does is gives you an opportunity to trade not with your own money, but with the bonus funds that are actually given by the company. It's basically provided straight to the account as soon as you register it, and the amount is 250 euros. So basically what that means is you don't put any money forward, you get to use the 250 euros that were given by the company straight away, and in case you actually make a profit, you get to keep the profit. Again, I'm not going to go into all terms and conditions at the moment, but all of this information actually can be found on the front page. You actually get to see it. But it's basically a very exciting opportunity for those of you who are not quite confident, you're not quite sure. So you guys actually get to try to get some profit and to actually keep this profit to trade on later on without actually risking any of your money straightforward. Now, the other important thing is you're actually not going to get just one attempt at this. So obviously, if it's not going to work out, it's not going to work out. You're actually going to get 3 attempts. But basically, the way it works is you register an account. It's linked to your email. It's linked to the details that you put forward. You actually get to trade on that account. Now, if you doubled it, let's say, then you actually get to keep the 250 euros of profit that you made, and you can carry on trading with that money. And the original bonus that is provided by the company, it actually gets taken away after some period of 3 days. So obviously, if within these 3 days you manage to trade to make a profit, amazing. You actually get to keep it, you get to trade with it. Now, sorry, you're going to say something. Go ahead.
We have a question about trading lots, and could you tell us any trading lots and about how can we fill the 3 trading lots?
Okay, so
and what is it?
Sure.
I'm sorry.
No, that's good. So yeah, sometimes I forget about those basic things. So in terms of the lot, what it is, it's basically a trading volume. So it's a similar thing as you go to a shop, you can buy 1 bottle of water, you can buy 2 bottles of water. So those are different volumes they actually get to choose for any of the trades that you guys made. So like I said, when you hit new order, this is the volume that you get to see and get to choose. Now obviously the higher your account, the more funds you have in the account, the higher volume you can actually choose and fulfill those positions for, and vice versa. So for the BTC account, for the BTC example that we've shown you, we've chosen the very minimum is 0.01. So obviously whether you buy or sell is going to be for 0.01 Bitcoin, which is one full lot. Now in terms of history, again, you can actually see the amount of lots in history, and it's basically set here under volume. So if we were to go into, let's say, Euro USD, let's say we want to put 0.5 and we want to, let's say, sell it, right? So this is going to be half a lot. We'll click sell. So this volume is basically added straight to the account numbers, and this is exactly, to answer the question, this is exactly how you can fulfill those three standard lots that in some cases you actually need to do as part of the terms and conditions. So as you can see, it doesn't take very long time. So this is half a lot already. Let's say, we leave it for some time, then we get to close it with a profit. So not only will we make a profit, but we'll also get to fulfill some of those conditions that you guys get. Cool?
Cool, thanks.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, in terms of the NDD accounts, feel free to register, even if you guys have a real account, even if you've been trading with us for some time, or you're just looking to join us, you're looking to test it out, feel free to open an NDD account, get started, see how it goes, and yeah, just take it from there. I hope you guys like it, and like I said, don't forget to actually get 3 attempts. More information on the website about it, and happy trading, I guess. Cool. So the other thing that we want to talk about today is one of our projects that we launched fairly recently. It's gotten quite some of media attention already, and we're actually really excited about it. We're going to be developing it further and further. So we've already done some of it, but it's gonna move forward so much more, and it's gonna get improved, and some of you might have heard about it. It's called the GIIS, which basically stands for Global ICO Insurance System Initiative. So basically what it is, for those of you guys who participated in our ICO back in the day, you can actually remember that in the white paper we have promised at least a 20% profits for all of the ICO participants. So basically what it meant, if the token price hadn't appreciated for at least 20%, then that would be reimbursed by the company itself straight to the accounts of everyone who participated during the ICO. Eventually, this is actually what we came through with, and because it was very popular, we decided why not to do it with other tokens, not just covering our own project, but also helping some other less fortunate ICO projects, because let's face it, some of them, they actually do have a future, they do have a great potential, but at the same time, whether they haven't met the funding, whether, they hit some hurdles that they were not able to come around at the moment. But, some of them, they actually do deserve a second chance. But at the same time, those investors who actually spend their funds, putting the money forward for some of those projects, they were looking to make a profit. They were looking to actually get something out of it. And in many cases, if not most of them, they actually haven't received anything so far. In fact, most of the token prices have depreciated a lot. And this is exactly where this idea of GIIS came from. So basically the way it works is, it's pretty straightforward, but at the same time, it hasn't been done on such a scale in the crypto community so far. So basically what it does is it provides an insurance for the token holders of those projects that we actually work with. Now, in terms of the projects, we're going to go into it a little bit later, but it's basically creating an all-win situation for all parties involved. So for those of the for the token holders of those projects that are involved with us, you actually get to get a compensation based on how many tokens you hold and how much the price has depreciated, and you actually get either full compensation of the money you've invested, or you actually get some fraction. It does depend on the project itself. There is a special department which basically works on whole, calculations and finance about it. So I'm not going to go into detail, but again, you can find all of this information on the GIIS.lh-crypto.com. So in terms of the token holders, it's fairly simple. All you need to do is, if you see a token listed under our program, you get to register. And after that, it's pretty straightforward. You're going to receive an email with the instructions what to do. But it's basically after the registration, you get to wait for some period of time. You get your account number, you get to set your own password, and this is where you can actually see the compensation. Now, in terms of the projects themselves, we actually have been receiving quite a few of them. We obviously have quite a few of our colleagues already talking to some of the new projects that we're looking to add. But in terms of the projects that we already have so far, you can actually scroll down the page where you actually get to see this table which shows which projects have been already completed, which projects have been rejected, because it does happen. Obviously, we do try our best to actually make sure none of the scams or some of the projects that are completely dead, that basically have no chance, not to take them on board just because it's going to be a waste of everyone's time. Not just our colleagues and the teams that actually work close with the ICO managers, but also it's going to be a waste of time for some of those potential token holders that might get some hopes up, but in the end it's just not going to go through. So in terms of the projects, like I said, you can actually see a list of them down at the bottom, and also for those of you guys who are subscribed, you're actually going to see it in our news digest that we send out on a regular basis. Now you actually get to see it on this page as well under the news section. You actually get to see how different projects go through various stages, verifications, when they get onboarded, when the compensations start to be accrued to different account types, etc., etc. So all this information is actually given here, and it's very exciting because, like I said, we actually do receive quite a lot of emails and requests about the GIIS initiative, because a lot of people, they're willing to learn about it, they're looking to get into it. For those tokens that are already listed, feel free to join them if you haven't done so far. But also the cool thing is you can actually, as a token holder, you can apply for this yourself for a different ICO, for a different token that we don't have listed. Even if the original ICO managers, creators, etc., or CEOs, whatever they call themselves, even if they actually haven't talked to us yet. And in fact, it does happen in quite a few cases where the original creators of the project, they have completely abandoned it. They were not looking to get into it again. They are not looking to develop it further. But at the same time, if we find a way where we can actually create this compensation and take the whole token to a new level, create an entire ecosystem around it, this is exactly what we're going to do. And that's why we strongly encourage all the token holders to actually come forward, go to the website, ask a question, or just send a request, depending on whether they're a token holder or the emittent of those tokens, and see where it takes you. In the end, it doesn't cost you anything, and you can actually get some pretty hefty compensations from it, which is amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So now I'm hoping we're actually going to receive some of the questions from you guys. I'm not sure if...
And the first one,
okay.
Can I win such mask with logo?
Can you what?
Can you win such mask with logo? Your mask.
I'm not sure. Well, if you trade well, I'm pretty sure you can actually get one. But yeah, if that is what you want, then sure. Well, feel free to drop us an email, and I guess we can discuss it.
Okay. And you are welcome. And maybe about our promotions, something.
Okay, sure. So NDD was not originated as a promotion. It's basically a separate account type. But at pretty much the same time as we launched the NDD accounts, we actually started to launch some of the promotions. They're usually somewhat short-lived. So the current one that we actually do have, and for those of you who follow our emails, who are subscribed, you can actually see that in the emails as well. So the current one that we have is the Happy Hours bonus. So if you go to the page, you actually get to see all of the terms and conditions about it, but the bonus is actually pretty amazing. So the idea behind it is not just to encourage you guys to trade more and to be maybe a little bit more aggressive with your trading, and because that can be faulty sometimes. But here's the basic idea. So let's say if you were to deposit 250 euros, you get the immediate bonus, which is equal to about 60% of that. So it's 150 euros that you get as a bonus straight away. Now, once you've traded for plus or minus 100 euros, so even if you make a loss of 100 euros, you get that amount straight back to the account. So you get another 100 euros deposited to your account. Now, obviously, if you deposit 250, you got the bonus, then you traded for plus 100, so you made a profit of 100. You can treat this additional bonus actually as a bonus. Now, in case if you're not so experienced, or in case you made a few mistakes and you actually ended up having a minus 100, so you made a loss of 100, you're still going to receive another 100, which is basically going to work, as a safe net, as a parachute for you guys. So it's basically going to compensate. It's going to, basically neglect some of those mistakes that you made, and you're actually going to get your money back. So like I said, you can actually see the total amount of bonuses here. Again, it's subject to our standard terms and conditions, which you guys can actually see on the website when you register. But it's actually pretty amazing. And for those of you who are thinking about starting to trade, starting to get into it, this is a really good opportunity, because not only gives you this amazing bonus that you guys can use, as your margin straight away, but also you get this safety net. And more than that, for those of you wondering, so if you were to invite some of your friends, someone who basically wants to join and to get started with trading, you and your friend actually going to get additional bonus. And well, this is basically where you guys can read at the bottom of the page. And I strongly encourage you to come visit the page, have a read. If you want to get started with trading, this is a good opportunity for you guys.
Okay, we have questions.
Good.
And the first one about trading lots again. Can you please tell us where can we find exactly in LH Crypto how much is equivalent to a lot?
Okay, so in terms of the lots, typically what you guys going to see is one lot is one lot. So that's going to be the case for most of the currencies. Now, in terms of different assets like cryptocurrencies, like commodities, some of the stocks and shares and indices, etc., what you guys want to do is find the instrument you guys are looking for. So let's say S&P 500, the infamous index. Then what you do is right-click.
And for different coins, I mean for BTC, LTC, ADA, Ethereum, and others.
Sure. It's the same process,
yes.
And then you right click, and this table basically going to open up, which shows you all of the specifications for this particular asset. So it's going to show you the contract size, it's going to show you the tick volume, etc. So in this case, one full lot going to be the contract size of 50. You actually get to see all of the conditions on like fill in the expirations, the type of orders you guys can make, the minimum volume, the maximum volume, the step volume, etc. And also one of the important things that we actually do get emails about sometimes for some of the less experienced traders is like, why can't I trade? I keep hitting the button, it doesn't work, it says the market is closed, but clearly it's let's say like midnight, it's the middle of the week, it should be working. So this is not the case for all of the assets. So again, this specifications table is not only handy to check the volumes, but you actually get to see when the particular asset is actually active. So it's not dependent on us. It does actually depend on the asset type. It does depend on the markets. So different stock exchanges, they obviously have different operating hours. So this is actually where you get to see the hours when you get the quotes, when you get to trade, etc., etc. So obviously, like most of the assets, except for the cryptocurrencies, they're going to be closed on Sunday and Saturday altogether. So you're not going to see any hours, etc., etc. So all of that is basically can be found within the specifications table. You, like I said, right click, hit specifications, and this is where you actually get to see all of the information about volumes, the steps, when it's active, etc.
Okay, now I think it's clear. And the next question about LH coin. How about LH coin, when we can buy and sell it and exchange?
Okay. So in terms of LH coin, it's basically for those of you guys who have participated in the ICO, the pre-ICO, and basically purchased the LH coin back in the day. But again, some of you could have probably, earned it through different promotions that we actually ran sometime in the past, or you could have actually bought it during the at some of the crypto exchanges. So to answer the question is, when can you buy or sell or exchange it? Anytime. So you guys are free to do it, and you can use it as a deposit on your account. For trading purposes, you can actually go to any of the crypto exchanges. They actually do have it listed, and you actually get to trade it there. But the other thing that we actually do have, we actually created, well, in the middle of creating, let's put it this way, the token exchange. So it's basically, well, a crypto shop that we call it. And the way it's going to work, it's not just going to be for LH coin itself. It's actually going to be for a number of coins that we actually have under the GIIS as well. So the actual coins, they are coming soon. We're working on it because, as you guys can probably guess, it does take quite a lot of time, not just to list them and create all the mechanisms and all the intricate coding for the IT guys, but it's also to do with, actually managing those partnerships with some of the internet companies, with some of the services that you guys would be able to use, using not only the LH coin, but also some of the tokens that we're actually going to add. So for those of you interested, for those of you who are not looking to actually trade on LH coin, not looking to sell it, but if you guys actually looking to spend it, for something, let's say tangible, maybe you want to order a mask like this, for example. You guys can actually go to the tokens exchange on LH Crypto website, and you actually get to see the different stages, and it's going to be in the news digest as well. So keep an eye out for that, and you actually get to see when we finally launch it. Hopefully, it's going to be fairly soon. We've been working on it for a couple of months now, so this is basically an example page, but the real one is coming soon.
Okay.
Hope that answers the question.
And next, why can I just trade on a crypto exchange, but I need to use MetaTrader platform? About MetaTrader.
Sure.
Please.
So, okay, so you don't have to. Obviously, if you want to work directly with the crypto exchange, it's your choice. But bear in mind that crypto exchange is actually only limited to a handful of cryptos. It actually might be more than we have listed, but it doesn't mean that all of these cryptocurrencies they're good, they're active, or you're gonna make any profit on it. But the main difference between a crypto exchange and the MetaTrader platform, generally speaking, is not only just the convenience. Because if you guys haven't seen a crypto exchange interface, the way it looks, most of them, they're quite complex. They do actually have a lot of specific terms that you guys probably need to know. Some of the professional jargon is used, most of which is omitted when you actually use a platform like MetaTrader 5 with us. But also the cool thing is with MT5 working with us, you're actually not gonna trade just on cryptocurrencies, but you actually have a full list of all sorts of different assets. Like I mentioned, you get the fiat, the classical currencies like euro and pound and Australian dollar and yen, etc., etc. But you also get different indices. You get stocks and shares. You get commodities like gold and silver, copper, etc. So it's not just the variety that the platform provides, but also the ease of using it. So here, like I said, all you do is hit new order. You get to close, to open. So for many of you, I know it's going to be a lot easier than filling those different order types at the crypto exchanges. Not to mention the variety of it, but also you guys to get you get to use the leverage. So basically what leverage is, it basically amplifies the purchasing power of every single penny you have in your account. And while some of the crypto exchanges, they do have similar properties for some of the cryptocurrencies, it's usually really a handful. It's usually like the top 5 or maybe top 10. The leverage is very limited as well, and with us you get pretty hefty leverages on most of the instruments. You obviously can choose a smaller one if you want to, but again, it's basically a matter of having those options. If you can have more options, it's always better than having fewer options, I guess.
Okay. Why non-deposit profit is limited in €250? I want to earn more.
Okay, so to answer that question is basically what you guys need to understand about NDD accounts is those €250 of the original funds, they're actually provided by the company, and again, if they are lost, they're basically lost by the company. You're obviously not risking anything. So honestly, it's all to do with the the mathematicians behind it, and some of the financial guys who have basically calculated 250 to be the ideal, not only for us financially, but also to provide ample room for you guys to trade on, to make pretty good profit. But at the same time, it's something that our company can basically bear, as even if all of you guys keep losing that kind of money, we can withstand it.
Okay, I have invested in LH Coin back during the ICO, and but can I use them now for something?
Okay, so about LH Coin, it's just like I mentioned. So go have a look at the crypto shop. Something's going to be coming there soon. But other than that, you can actually use LH Coin as a means of depositing and trading on your account straight away. So if you're not willing to wait, if you can actually trade, if you're looking to get into trading, you can actually use it as a deposit.
Okay, and now, guys, your questions?
Any more?
Oh, please. Maybe. You are welcome. Just a second. Oh, what tokens do you have for GIIS? How many will you take to GIIS? I'm waiting for my token.
Okay, so for those of you guys waiting for your tokens, like I said, the best idea is not just to wait and hope, fingers crossed that it's going to be there. So what you want to do, and again, I strongly encourage every single one of you who's interested, even if you think, it's not going to work for me, I'm never lucky one, I never won any lotteries, etc. It's not a matter of winning, you're not losing anything then for asking. What you want to do is go to the GIIS page and ask a question. It's the very minimum information that we're actually asking. We're never going to ask you for any of the passwords. We're not going to ask you to transfer your coins or things like that. So what we're going to do is basically see what sort of tokens get most of the attention. So obviously, if we get to see that some certain token gets a lot of attention, we're going to try to get in touch with the creators of the project. If they're happy to work with us, that's amazing. In some of the cases, they simply don't answer, and there are no ways of getting through to them. And that means that we're basically going to try to find a way around it to actually help some of the token holders. So in terms of when it's coming, certain token, like I said, you go to the bottom of the page, you get to see the table. It's regularly updated. You get to see all the different, the phases, the payouts, the status of it, whether it's coming in progress, whether the compensation has been already paid out, etc., etc. But in terms of your token, go to the page, ask a question, send it to us, and hopefully we're going to see your token appear here soon.
Okay, thank you. And then the next question. I have deposited, but I can't open new trades on my account. Why?
Okay, so this is more a question to support than to me, but there could be a number of issues with it. So the first one I would say is, if you don't have internet connection, if something is wrong, if your MetaTrader is out of date, it's really hard for me to guess what, the particular issue is, but basically if you don't have a connection to the server, so something is basically wrong with your connection, whether it's the computer itself, the software, the internet connection, the firewall, etc. What you're going to see, instead of having the speed of your connection here, you're actually going to see like a red, like a stop sign, like a red brick. So basically what it means is something wrong with your connection. You simply might need to, re-log in, maybe your password was wrong, or you had some sort of a typo in your login details. So that's the first thing you want to check. But other than that, if you've done everything correctly, you're 100% sure, and especially for those of you guys who have been trading for some time and then it just stopped working, just drop an email to support. The easiest way would be to go to your client's area and then hit support, and this is where you get to submit your question and see the progress, and we're actually going to get in touch with you and help you out. But the other thing is, maybe you have forgotten some of the documentation they actually need to upload, because bear in mind there are AML and KYC policies that do actually ask us, for you guys as the clients, to provide some of the documentation to show, the owners of, of the accounts, of the funds, etc. So in some of the, and it's one of those rare scenarios, but for some of the newer guys, for those of you who have already deposited to your account, but you have not uploaded the paperwork to your client's area, the new order is actually gonna be grayed out, so you won't be able to press it, which basically means you guys have not provided all the necessary documentation. It's really not a lot, it's a standard procedure in the industry. But if you actually see this grayed out, go to your client's area again, have a look, if you're missing anything, and if there is something you guys are missing, you can upload it easily using the client's area, and it's going to get activated. You'll be able to trade soon.
Hello, thanks you ladies and gentlemen for my compensation for LH coin, but I'm not a trader. I do not know what to do next now. Okay,
so in terms of trading, how to do it, like I mentioned, we actually do have some of those quick tutorials, what to do and what not. But for those of you guys who are completely new, you maybe you don't have the courage or the knowledge or the time to actually get into trading just now. One of the things I would suggest, we do have some of the partnering companies that do provide tutoring for those of you willing to learn. So if that is the case, you guys can actually drop an email or just send a message through the support to say that I don't have any experience, I'm not sure how to do it, I'm willing to learn or I'm not willing to learn, what do I do next? And we're actually going to provide you a few options that hopefully going to suit you. And like I said, with the LH coin, you guys can actually use it, you will be able to use it for some real things in the future. So for those of you not willing to do anything with trading whatsoever, you just sort of buy and sell cryptocurrencies, and that's what you do. Just wait for a little bit, and you're actually going to see it in the crypto shop.
Okay, great. And the question about GIIS program, how do you plan to expand it? And is there a roadmap of inviting new project? Is there one?
Okay, so in terms of the GIIS, we actually do expand it on a daily basis. Not all of it is obviously reflected in the news, because some is quite mundane for you guys to read through. But other than that, we do add different projects and tokens fairly regularly. We do check a lot of them. We do talk to a lot of their creators and some of the token holders, and we basically try to complete the picture about a certain ICO project before deciding whether we want or have a chance to actually onboard it or not. But in terms of the how we planning to expand it, we're actually going to have a lot more ICO projects listed. So this is a very sort of basic scenario, and so we're actually going to be developing it further. We're going to be adding more. We're going to be creating some ecosystems for some of them, if not all. We're going to basically try to make those projects, the tokens, work sometimes together, if it's sort of adjacent topics, and those two projects, the platforms, they can actually work. And in terms of the roadmap, there is no such thing, just because, like I said, there are many projects, and it does depend on the token holders and on the ICO managers themselves. So if they're willing to work, if they're interested in the GIIS initiative, if they come through, they talk to us, we get in touch with them, etc., then we can make it work. If they're not interested, oh well, it happens, I guess. So in terms of the roadmap, there is no such thing. In terms of where we're aiming, we're going to add more projects, we're going to develop them, we're going to help a lot of token holders and a lot of projects out. And be subscribed and keep checking the table to see what's happening.
Okay, and the next question, I have an email about summer bonus, but I do not have any bonuses in my account. Why? What bonuses you have?
Okay, so in terms of the bonuses, like I mentioned, there is the happy hours bonus at the moment. So what you need to do, obviously, if you do it from the page, if you hit open account here, it's pretty straightforward. You register an account, like I mentioned. Bear in mind, they actually need to fulfill those basic conditions. So obviously, if you're deposited less than 250 euros, you're not eligible to get a bonus. But obviously, if it's within those categories, well, obviously for this one, it's 1,000 or more. So what you need to do to actually get the bonus is make sure you guys go to support and just drop a quick note to say, hey, I want the happy hours bonus. And the way it's not done automatically is because some of the people that actually they don't want sort of any help, they don't want any additional funds. They're like, okay, this is my money, this is where I want to trade, I only have this certain amount, and I'm not going to take any risks. It does happen sometimes. They sort of fiddles with one's trading patterns, if they feel that they're a little bit safer. So that's the reason it's not done automatically. So for those of you who already registered and who want to get a bonus, if you guys are eligible, feel free to go clients area, drop us a quick message on support, and you're going to get your bonus in no time.
Okay, and next question, why do you ask passport? Why I do need to upload it everywhere?
In terms of the passport, it's like I said, it's not everywhere. You only need to upload it just once, and it's going to be in the clients area. So the reason you actually need to have it is, and this is where it's basically done, you go to profile with your data, and you get to upload your passport or any other document that you're required to upload. So the reason it's actually there is, because it's working with funds, different payment solutions, if you deposit, if you withdraw, there should be some way for us and the payment solutions and the banks involved to actually be able to, verify that it's actually you, nobody hacked your account, things like that. So it's basically part of the what's known KYC, it's Know Your Client, and the AML, it's anti-monetary laundering processes. So it's basically some of the bank's regulations that we're involved with. Again, it's a standard procedure. It's the same thing if you go to a bank, they actually do require some identification, and it's exactly the same idea with us. We're not going to ask you for like your PIN numbers from your bank account, for example, but those passport scans are very basic, and this is basically required by some of our partners to verify you guys.
Okay, I think it's all, and
cool.
We can finish. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, guys, stay safe.
Yeah, stay safe. Enjoy trading. Check out our media links at the bottom of the page. Feel free to drop us emails if you have any further questions. Get subscribed to our emails, our news. Follow some of those pages I've shown you guys, and enjoy it.
And may the profit be with you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Bye.
Bye-bye.